separation of people fighting, and it just forbid you to join a union.
Okay.
Where I joined the union unbeknownst to my chief. How it happened was back in 1953, I was riding motorcycle quite a bit, and I was assigned to Charlie Ellison, the old city painter that painted the lines. And my job was to keep people from running over the lines. So I got next to him and I helped him on the weekends. And it was about 1957, he sold me his paint machine, striping parking lots. And at that time, in the early 50s, this is unbelievable. There was very, very few parking lots in Collier Falls. I could name every one of them. If you want State Road, here and there, very little business places back in the early 50s. And I kept that business, and I finally retired when I was 93 from striping parking lots. And that kept me walking quite a bit, laying out and striping parking lots. Kind of a pretty good sized business.
You've been busy all of your life.
Yes.
So far. You said a while ago that you grew up with or knew Charles Boyd.
Yes.
Charlie. How was he treated as a gay man in the Falls back then?
Well, we used to tease him when I was a young fella. We used to fill cans of water, big cans of water we had, and we'd fill them full of water and put a string across the sidewalk. He lived up on Talmadge Road, just above us. And we knew what time he'd be. He always walked, he never drove. Never drove a car. And he'd walk up Talmadge Road, the sidewalk, and we'd watch him, and he'd hit that string and that water would douse his. He always wore the prettiest shoes, purple and red and green, and we'd get a big kick out of that.
So this is when he was a little bit older?
Oh yeah, Charlie Boyd, yeah. That's before he had his studio. It's on 2nd Street facing.
Okay. Any other questions we want
And
to?
he moved over there to 3rd and Stowe Avenue.
Yeah. He's the reason we exist, actually. He donated all of his...
Yes, he did.
Okay, yeah. So we have one of his outfits and shoes over there in the other part of the building.
See, Willard worked for the city, his brother,
Oh, okay.
in the radio division.
I recall Irene Metz telling me a story about somebody was shot and killed on Charles Boyd's property. Do you recall that?
No.
I think it had to do with his significant other that lived with him, but she was telling me about somebody was shot and the police had to come early in the morning and...
I know that story.
Do you?
I was on that case.
No. That's the only residence that I knew of him having besides up on Talmadge Road,
Oh, okay.
that he moved over there.
Are there any other... Oh, I had a little note here. What kind of candy did you like as a child?
Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie Rolls? Any other weird
Fudge.
things that don't exist today?
Well, see, they used to make people used to make their own candy. Make your fudge, seafoam,
Taffy?
taffy.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to share with us or future generations about something you've done in your life or things you remember?
No, I can't think.
Okay.
Right off.
Well, I really appreciate you sitting down with us for
Yeah.
hours
It's all right.
to come in and tape this. Yeah, it's almost 4:30. I'm so sorry to keep you here that long.
That's all right.
Even the cameras started giving out.
Mm-hmm. Can you get a picture of me?
Yes.
Tim?
Oh, I haven't stood up in.
Well, you stand up. Oh, sitting so long. My arthritis.
Okay, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
That's a very special moment,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
very special.
Did that get it all? Your phone?
Yeah, what, did this give out too?
Yeah.
Again?
No, it's still.
Oh,
No,
is
it's
it?
still
Okay.
going. Yeah.
I didn't realize he did it again.
Do you want both of us?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Very nice, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Do you
You're-
know of
you're-
any other people we could contact to do this? We're starting a project.
Yeah.
Is there any other old timers that we should interview?
You know, I'm just about. We was trying to think. As far as I know, I'm the oldest person still living. I know on the east side, and I don't know any other. Now we did think there was another gentleman. His son lives on Silver Lake Avenue. His dad, McClure is the name, but he's 96, but his birthday is after mine, so it turned out I was older than he was, and he's still living. That's the only one.
Okay, what's his name again?
McClure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We're looking for John, or I sent an email out to John Salmon. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but he's about 90, and I'm hoping he comes in and lets us interview him as well.
Uh-huh.
Try to get as many people as we can in the project.
Yeah.
But we do appreciate it very much, and thank you for
To tell
coming
you
in.
another tidbit,
Okay.
there was an airplane that crashed on High Street over here. Not High Street. Yeah, High Street. Be on the west side. You can still see the big, sort of like an indentation.
You can
I
still
could
see
point
it?
it out.
Really?
Yeah, it was a small airplane, crashed.
I'm gonna have to go drive around in a car with you one day so you can point out stuff. We have the propeller over there. The propeller in the other room from that airplane crash.
Yeah, I know exactly where it crashed.
Oh, wow.
We used
That's
to
kind of cool.
We used to pick a lot of, where the fire station is, there was a lot of blackberries. That was the blackberry farm.
Really?
You couldn't hardly walk through it on account of the briars, but the beautiful blackberries. That's what, we used to go up there and get our blackberries.
I hated picking blackberries.
Oh, my grandma would put a
See,
Maxwell
when
coffee
we,
house can around me with twine.
When we moved on 8th
and I would pick
Street,
berries.
That's neat.
we was the last street in Carter Falls. 9th Street, there was no houses. There was a couple of houses on Portage Trail and 9th Court, and there was one farmhouse out about where the fire station. 8th Street only went to Roosevelt. From Roosevelt to Graham, was nothing but just a high woods, just thick woods. From 8th Street out to State Road was nothing but bushes and trees. Nothing on State Road.
Wow.
Our street was what they call cindered. And we didn't even have hardly a sidewalk.
What does cindered mean?
Burnt
Just
coal.
ash? Okay.
Ash. We had big, you couldn't even park on your street because the drainage ditches would be, shaped from the devil strip out.
Mhm. I can't imagine.
Yeah,
that
we
all
saw
being
every
woods.
bit of that being from Roosevelt all through, every one of them's after 1949.
Did you ever watch them building the roads?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
We have a picture of one of the graders, and I always wondered what that would be
Oh.
like. I got that part.
When I was growing up, there was 15,000 was the population in Clark Falls.
I can't, yeah.
Yeah, 15,000. I can name every mayor that we've had back to Mayor Porter. He was in the 30s.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just lucky I can name the last two.
There is a few that I missed. I was trying to think his name, but I know I might see him in my vision. He is the one, when they start building the expressway, he did not want any manufacturing plants or businesses of any length in Clark Falls.
Really?
He wanted it a bedroom community. That's why Falls Lumber moved there down by Bettis Corners. Kent Machine Shop moved out to can't think of the name of the street, but I know where it is.
What mayor was this that wanted the bedroom community?
I can't think of his name.
Oh,
I've been trying for the last few days, because somebody else asked me about all the mayors from Wickert on up.
I always wondered why there was no more
There
really,
was
you know,
the
we were
two
all
wolves,
manufacturing.
Elmer Wolf and the other wolf, but they weren't related. Ackerman, that they named the expressway, Ackerman Expressway.
Do you remember an officer on Cuyahoga Falls that was named Wolf?
Wolf? No. None of my pictures would have a wolf that I, no. No, it don't ring a bell.
That was one I was trying to research and I couldn't find any detail about it. And the names that I came up with, and there was one over at the fire department, but that was WOLF and then WOLFE.
What year was he from?
No, I can't
Sometime
recall
in
no
the
wolf.
30s, I think. Yeah. That came up last night. I was talking to our foundation and trying to figure out who that guy was, and I can't find much on him.
No. And I have several pictures of all the police, you know, and none of them would be a wolf. No. I gave a lot to the historical, the real old timers, Clyde Whittington, and I gave him the picture where they raided
Mm-hmm.
the old
Yes.
Chesterfield, and they used to have that big wheel that they'd spin. They took their pictures in front of it when they raided it. I think Clyde Whittington was in that picture.
I think so. I've
Remember
seen
the
a
other-
picture.
I
if you
knew him.
dug it out.
I knew all the old. Yeah.
Whittington is getting ready to be added to our memorial. We're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
engrave it this year.
Mhm.
Are we gonna? Are you guys gonna have a police? No.
Not until
Yeah.
October,
Oh, okay. So it's this year.
yeah.
If you ever, when you get a
Be
date,
quite a bit
let me
added
know.
this time.
What's that?
Be quite a bit added this time.
Yeah, there's
Chick
gonna
Elam,
be, there's
Don
gonna be
Smith.
seven people going
Wow.
on. R.A. passed away.
Who?
R.A. Peters,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he just passed away.
Yeah.
Elam.
Yeah.
Smith,
Yeah.
Whittington, and, shoot. I can't remember what the other one was,
Probably some more.
yeah.
I cut all their pictures out and put them in the book.
What was the office in the old city building, city hall, like? Was there a lockup inside?
The jail?
Yeah.
The jail was behind the office. And there was an alley beside the police department. You could walk up this little alley and you could talk to the prisoners through the, they had the high wall up opening.
So there was 2 cells back there?
Pardon?
2 cells? 2 jail
I
cells?
don't remember how many cells.
Could you get into the office from Front Street, or did you have to go through Second Street?
No, you had to go in. No, there was a doorway, between the big steps that come down and the jail, or the office.
If you're facing it, it would be on the right side, correct? The right side of the
West
stairs?
side. Yeah,
What? Yeah, okay,
the police station. yeah.
alright.
The courtroom was up on the second floor. I know where that was. So they took us to pronounce our penalty. Had to have a parent with us. Yeah,
I can't think of anything else.
but
No, either.
the police would laugh about it, you know, we
Just being
had
kids.
good rapport, real good, I mean. And when I went on, and even sometime afterwards, Front Street was so crowded, you had to have an officer for the 2 bank buildings, Falls Savings and Loan, and over here was the First National Bank, First National. You had to have an officer helping them across, and one at Front and Portage. That was really a busy. At one time, I can recall almost 18 beer joints. And that all served whiskey from, say, starting at Chestnut Boulevard, you had the VFW. Next one up was
You'll think
Tommy
of it.
Bruno's dad owned it. So think of it right off. Coming up here, on the east side, you had the it was a pretty good size beer joint. And then you had Miller's Restaurant that served beer, and then there was a store, and then you had another restaurant that served beer. Then you had Sonny Klein's and the City Club, the Moose Club and the Eagles. Another club there were Lyle Chevrolet, Pete Swallows, the the Swan. One on Chestnut Boulevard, right below 4th Street, it was a club. Then of course State Road you had.
Did you ever see the big spring before they dismantled it?
The what?
The big spring over there where Lambert Buick is?
The big spring.
Yeah, there used to be a spring there. They actually had something built around it until there was remnants until like the 60s, I believe.
I don't remember
No,
that.
okay. All right, I could probably go on for days.
Falls Tap Room. That,
Oh,
that
that's
was
the
the
other one?
first one.
Falls
Falls
Tap
Tap Room.
I think we have a picture of that.
Gosh. Then you had one over on Newberry Street. Beer joint.
That was Jake's, I think.
I forget what that. Then you had one on Main Street, Jerry's Cafe, or Jerry's, yeah, or Benito's. They were well endowed with beer joints in Clark Falls. Oh, yeah.
They were making up for Prohibition.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can remember when Gibbons raided my sister-in-law's house she lived on Main, the house is still there. It's the only house that's sitting there. It's green in color, down from Reed Avenue, between Reed and Prospect. They used to bootleg in there, make their own.
Mm-hmm.
Gibbons raided this particular place. And non-compass menace, he took his handkerchief and they used to make their booze or gin or whatever they made in the sink in the kitchen there. And he doused his handkerchief in it for evidence. By the time it came to trial and everything, there was no odor of any whiskey or they'd lost the case.
Who'd have thought to do
My
that?
sister-in-law used to laugh. See, they were married. My brother married Teresa. I guess about 1930, 33, 34, along in there. Yeah. He was on, I'll never forget, when he got on WPA, he come in the house, we had a big refrigerator there. Well, it wasn't a refrigerator, it was where you put ice in, icebox. He came in and he put his arm up on it, he said, Mom and Dad, I got a job, $18 a week.
Wow.
He was a tube checker. Captain Wilson worked out there. Don Skidmore was WPA for a short time. Yeah.
Huh. Next
Jobs
time we
were
gotta send them
just-
down with pictures that we have.
Jobs were terrible. You couldn't get, there was no work. They were all tickled to death to get that relief and that meat. And at the house, they would deliver the flour in gunny sacks.
Oh.
Yeah. They'd come around, get your allotment. I'd sure hate to go through that again.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
But I can remember being in line with my mother getting that stuff. You said they had,
Yeah, this
Yeah.
picture over here.
This picture, they're lined up. It's 1942, I believe, 3.
Yeah.
I was 10 or 11, 12.
You can go go behind the counter to look
No,
at it.
this isn't the one. The picture I have is farther back. That's the old meat market. I think the name of it. It's where you used to get your meat allowance.
That one's called Farm Boy Meats.
Farm boy. Yeah. So, thank you very much.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you.